welcome back, friends and companions of the tavern. Settle in. I, I know, Erin, I saw that you're dying. You should stop doing that. Let's give Matty a toot on the raid horn for his raid in with the friends. Here we go. Three, two, one. Welcome into the tavern, friends. So very good to see you all. I hope that you're all faring well. Now you may be asking yourself, well, that doesn't look like Oonagh. And you would be correct. I don't. We don't look anything alike. But Teresa, Erin, Matty, hello, my friends, and welcome in. I started chapter 12. It's good progress. It's good progress. Oh, the lady is getting ready for you all. Suonova, did you coming in with Sir Matty? Hello and welcome in. So very glad that you could join us. For anyone who is new, I am Castle. This is my tavern, and here we talk about myth and lore and tales of yore, and every now and again we read you all a bedtime story. Tonight, however, you will not be hearing from me. You will be hearing from my lovely wife, as she'll be reading to you from Child of the Prophecies. I'm just hanging out with you all, babysitting, if you will, until she is all prepared to go. Gunnar, hello! Frost, welcome in. What a good sight to see the tavern again. Always good to see my tavern family. Castle, evening. I hope you're well. I am well. My throat is very raspy this evening, and raw, because just of things. So, sorry, I thought it was Matty and his goblins doing something. Oh, getting Erin sick. No, Erin just she partied too hard. She Icarused too close to the sun. Been here as well before, where you have read story. Well, excellent. Very glad. I don't recognize the name, but don't. I've been so busy this last month. I apologize. I'll commit it to memory this time. The plague is coming. Puts on my mask. Should be able to stay the whole night this time, or the chaos is stopped. Fingers crossed, yes, fingers crossed. Bear, hello, my friend, good to see you. Mushu, hello, welcome in. Mushu is Michael, right? If I remember correctly. Tyson, hello and welcome in. I saw you and I forgot to say hello. Good to see you. I feel as if death is upon me. Sounds like you got a man cold there, Erin. Oh. That and it's been a long while since I came back, so no worries on not remembering me. You probably have a lot of people you have to remember. I do. Not as a. It sounds braggy when I say it like that. But yeah, there are a lot of folk who come to the tavern. I try to remember all of you, though. It's a point of pride that I remember everyone. Every regular who comes to the tavern on a regular basis, I remember. So it is a point of pride for me. Michael, all right, excellent. Good to see you, brother. Welcome in. Dresses of the Grim Reaper, you were saying. NyQuil time. Yeah, Erin, you very much should just be hydrating and resting if you feel that dreadful. Just keep us up in the background and go rest. Wait, what did Bear say? Did I miss a bear thing? Everyone thinks the video was... Oh, the video that Bear shared with everybody? Yeah. No rest, it's end of year sales. That's true, but if you die, you won't be able to enjoy any of what you've sold. It may be go time, but look, I am no place to criticize because I will run myself to death. Rune, hello. I saw your Facebook post about the three. Do you follow me on Facebook, Rune? Do you follow the tavern on Facebook? I was not aware. I love how I found out how to world build with dialogue naturally. It's a difficult thing to do, but you have to be able to consider like how would these people actually converse and how can I use that to then inform people about the world? Because that's really what you're trying to do is you're trying to go, well, how would people naturally have a conversation? And then what does that end up uh, conveying about the world to anybody who is observing from the outside? If I die, I die. We would all miss you, Erin. Who would come in and wombo? What does Erin say? Wombo jumbo or whatever. Lois, thank you for the follow over on TikTok. Welcome into the tavern. So very glad that you could join us. Kathy, hello. K-Blind, thank you for joining us. Welcome in. We do have multiple portals open for folks to enter the tavern. So if you hear me talking to somebody, I'm not insane. I am speaking to folks. Wombo, there we go. See, yes. Well, I hope that you enjoyed yourself, Rune. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Oh, the Aussie jingle bells. Yes, it was very funny. So has Oonagh introduced you to chicken math yet? She is not. What is chicken math? That's coming from Michael Lacoste or Mushu over on Twitch. Oh, that chicken math. No, I already know chicken math. Never, don't even worry about it. Michael, my friend, thank you kindly for subscribing to the Tavern. Tips to the Tavern Keeper, always appreciated. For everyone who is new here again, I am Castle. This is my tavern, and here enjoy your Harvest Moon cider there. Only another month of the seasonal beverages, so get them while you can. Joker, hello, brother. Good to see you. I hope that your holiday season was spectacular. And for all of you, I hope that you had a wonderful Christmas. I hope you had a festive Yuletide, or if you celebrate Hanukkah, I hope whatever holidays you're celebrating, I hope you had spectacular ones. And I hope you all had a Merry Christmas and you're ready for a fantastic New Year. Had a wonderful one, spectacular. Well, and Joker, you're backed up to a your birthday's backed up to Christmas. You got Christmas and your birthday all at the same time. I lost my phone. I'm just Aaron. Let's not talk about that. Vodka was friend, as it usually is during the holidays. Vodka does. Well, for some people, it's the rum. That old black rum's got a hold on me. For some people, it's rye whiskey. For some people, it's vodka. For our friends down south, it's tequila. Uh, for the lady and I, it's working. My birthday is Thursday. Your birthday is coming up this Thursday? You're born just after New Year's, Tyson? I mean, autocorrect drove me insane yesterday. I typed OBS, autocorrect. Wait, did you mean OBGYN? No, I did not mean that, not even close, but now my gender identity is out the window. I went with software issues to hardware issues. Yes, fair enough. Press P over on the YouTube portal. Welcome in. So very glad you could join us. Settle in. We'll be starting story time here presently with the Lady of the Tavern. Now, Joker, does that mean that you have a more significant celebration? Or do you just sort of condense it and do you like celebrate from your birthday all the way up to Christmas, or do you just do one or the other, or no, not presently. Why? For the first time in my life. Oh yeah, it does kind of push me all the way to the top there, doesn't it? We can set it up so that it'll go out in dual and, but you can turn it sideways. You're supposed to be able to. Well then. Yeah. It is. We can dual output it, but it's taxing on the program. And we would have to set up a whole different scene for being in vertical. Huh? From where? Yeah. Oh my god. She's trying to get out of work because she's got cats on her. New Year's Day? Wow, that's crazy, Tyson. Thursday would be New Year's Day, wouldn't it? That's wild. Gonna have to do something special for your birthday. Uh, until you get poisoned by touche. Okay, hello and welcome in. It's good to see you. Uh, Also, Matty, maybe it's just because you spend so much time talking about ladies and lady problems and lady parts that your phone is just like, oh, he needs an OBGYN. I do my birthday first on a weekday, mostly on a weekend. I usually celebrate, and then I'll usually celebrate my birthday with everyone I know. Oh, okay, well, see, that's a fun way to do it. Let me tell you about the story of a young dumb moose who they thought drowning 1 liter of whiskey was a good idea. It's never a good idea. Never a good idea. Unless you're a very, very large person with a good metabolism, it's never a good idea. Esther, hello. Guess what? We hope you had a lovely Christmas and we had a quiet one. Yeah, the lady and I, we did a little bit of, going to see family before Christmas came around. And then Christmas Day, we went up and visited my brother, who is going to be out of the country for the next 3 months, which is going to be the longest I'm going to see my little brother since I moved back to the United States. So the last time that I was away from my little brother for more than 3 months was, shoot, more than 25 years ago at this point. Molly, hello, good to see you. Was gifted a bottle of Bushmill single malt sherry cask whiskey. There isn't much left. Well, over the holidays, it's a dangerous gift. That's what the AMs told me. Yeah, you gotta be careful unless you. See, Bear can afford to be a little bit more on the fringe of it because he's a stocky man. Lamar, hello and welcome in. Settled in. We're getting ready for story time. Now, you all will not have to endure me tonight. You will actually have the pleasure of the Lady of the Tavern. She's going to be reading to you all from Child of the Prophecy by Juliette Marie. I guess I'm chatting Maddie now. Christmas I usually do with family. Yeah, like I said, we went and saw my little brother and my little sister, and my 3 nephews, and that was how we spent it. It was pretty good. I drink whiskey for like probably New Year's and stuff like that. Yeah, the lady and I aren't big drinkers. Yeah, which might be surprising considering my heritage. I heard ghosts don't haunt Irish pubs. Yeah. I picked up a bottle of Larceny Barrow strength whiskey. Guys are drinking the good stuff out here. I have some 1914 Gold Reserve Jack. That's a pretty good bottle too. Sir, you could read the dictionary and I'd never get bored. When you live on my way, I gotta be careful. They can't handle the booze. That's very funny, Craig. Very funny. Should I break out the meat? See, the lady and I, if we drink it all, it'll usually be a stout, a cider, or a whiskey is generally what we would drink if we drank it all. And the lady does enjoy soju and sake, but old man sake. She likes the really strong stuff if she's gonna drink it at all. They have enough spirits in Irish pubs. They don't need ghosts. That's true. That's true. And yeah, we're always ready for some honey wine around here. I still owe a friend a bottle of Jameson. That's a debt you don't want to be in there, Molly. I truly hope Coda, Milo, and Boo all had an absolutely wonderful Christmas food with joy and blessings. They did. They did. Coda got to go and visit his friend who kicked the crap out of him. He tried to eat her food and she messed him up. He's okay, but yeah, she messed him up. It was exciting. I live in a hobbit hole in a hill, man. Kevin, hello, welcome in. Grab your seat, settle in. Sake is amazing. Sake does have a nice, smooth texture and flavor to it. We spent $200 on a bottle of Johnny Walker. That guy was. Yeah, I don't particularly care for Johnny Walker, and for lower tiers of Jameson, I don't care for either. A low tiered Irish whiskey like brewed in Ireland is typically better than a low tier whiskey from anywhere else. Yeah, he's doing. He's okay. He got bit on his lip a little bit, but he's fine. Homemade muscated wine for me, light stuff, I guess. Yeah, well, and I don't think that drinking heavy is any sort of virtue, which is why the lady and I don't really drink. I'll drink for ceremonial reasons, like during festivals or naming ceremonies, things like that. Just stuff that is culturally relevant. But I don't drink for flavor. Well, I don't drink for pleasure, I should say. I don't drink just because I want to get drunk, and neither does the lady. We'll drink to enjoy the flavor of a drink, but other than that, we don't really drink. I wish I could bring you some of my stout Castle Nuna, but I fear customs would come. I'm certain that they would, Bear. That's all right. When we get the books done, if the lady and I do manage to get a book tour, we'll plan to come to Australia if we can. I like Jameson. Yeah, Jameson's pretty good. I don't like common shelf Jameson, but the green and blue and black label Jameson is pretty good. I fell in love with Irish whiskey when I was in Dublin last year. Well, and the stuff that you get in Ireland, the beer and the whiskey you get in Ireland is way different than what you get outside of. Like if you go and you get Irish whiskey in the States or in Canada or in Mexico, Irish whiskey you get outside of Ireland and maybe the UK and Scotland, it's not the same. Hellshound, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the tavern, my friend. You've marked this on your map. You should be able to find your way back the very next time that you need a story. What platform are you live on, sir? Only seeing a few people talk. Yeah, so for everyone who's new, I apologize. I probably should have clarified. There's a bunch of you popping in, and I'm just chatting away. There are several portals into the tavern. You can come in through whatever your preferred one is. The most active one, if you like to be able to chat and talk to other folk in the tavern, is over on Twitch. Twitch is the most active portal to be in. Second most active would be through TikTok, and then YouTube and Facebook subsequently. But we are live, opening the doors through YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick, and YouTube. Did I say YouTube? Facebook? Yeah, I think I said all of those. Okay, I found it. Now I can get out the mead and get ready for story. Excellent. Been learning more about whiskey, small batch of distillery for the New York Adventure Club. It's a fascinating subject. A couple of my uncles are brewers and distillers, so I kind of grew up around it. I don't know as much as I should for having grown up around it, but it is a fascinating subject. I usually have a bottle of Green Spot on hand, as you should. I keep a couple of nice older bottles of Baron Ushka over there on the counter, and the lady usually keeps some form of soju. Yeah, so we received a bottle of wild turkey honey liquor, which was a kind gesture. However, we're regular drinkers, so we tend to enjoy drinks occasionally just for the... Yeah, and that's how they said the lady and I are, Esther. That was me. So, oh, okay. Well, there we go. Well, welcome in to that portal. Yeah. So, for anybody who is watching from anywhere, if you want to be more active in conversation, Twitch is the place to be because that's where most of the more active chatters are. But you can watch from wherever is most comfortable. Whichever portal is your home portal, you're more than welcome to stay there. But there are quite a few across. Christy, hello and welcome in. Uh, so is it like German beer? Beer in the US is pasteurized, so it has a completely... Well, and any beer or whiskey that has to be imported into the US has to meet standards. So it's typically brewed differently. So the stuff that you will get in Ireland is much different than the stuff that you'll get in the United States or really anywhere else. I'm not a drinker. It doesn't take much to acquire a glow for me. I can drink heavily. I just don't like to. I don't like to lose control of my faculties. So I've never drunk enough to lose control of my faculties. I just don't like it. I was given a substance that causes hallucinations when I was a young man. Somebody slipped it to me, and I lost complete consciousness, and I did a lot of things that were not in my mind. So since that happened, I've just decided I never want to lose control of my faculties again. Close to the water. Yeah, there are not a lot of good American beers. Most good beer and cider. Well, no, there are good American ciders, but most good beers come from Germany, Ireland, or Scotland. But even then, there's not a lot of good Scottish beers. Um, you're not wrong, Pear. Dr. Death, hello, my friend. Good to see you. Welcome in. I kind of figured it was sweet. Yeah, you can't really do this sort of thing without being on Twitch. And a lot, if we ever got partnered on Twitch, if the tavern was ever partnered on Twitch, we would be the first ever storytelling channel on there to be partnered, which would be a heck of a thing. It's not something we're pushing for, but it would be a heck of a thing. Bless you, my love. I enjoy hearing your tales on Facebook. Well, what do you prefer I call you? Do you prefer I call you Hound? Because that'll be easiest. But if you have a name you prefer, I'll use that. I appreciate that. The lady and I love what we do, and we love that we get to tell you all stories and invite you into our... I just ran ads. What do you mean? No, stop it. It's gonna make me run ads again. Thank you, Frost. I appreciate you. My faculties left me years ago. Well, I made it home before the rain started. That's good, Tyson. I'm glad you made it safely. My faculties, can you locate them for me? They're usually somewhere up here, but most folk have lost them. Manny, that's because you keep having goblin baby. That's true. I dislike all American beer. I can't think of a single American beer that I enjoy either. And I'm not much of a beer guy anyways. I much prefer a cider or a whiskey if I'm going to drink it all. I just don't particularly care for the flavor of beer, but I will do a nice Guinness stout if it's at the proper temperature. But generally speaking, I just don't like beer. The rare occasion that I am able to join a stream, well, I'm glad that you're able to drop in, my friend. And it'll be a treat for you tonight because the lady is reading. Stuck at home in a blizzard, this is perfect. Lena, actually, yes, story time is perfect for a blizzard. A good meat is hard to find in the US. Hound for me, or Lamar, or Spanky. Just don't call me late for dinner. Well, if I call you late for dinner, sounds like somebody will get a Spanky. Hellsound said, a good meat is hard to find. Hound, guys, what they prefer to be called. Said Hound is fine, or Lamar, or Spanky. Just don't call me late for dinner. I said, it sounds like if I call you late for dinner, somebody will get a Spanky. Y'all got rain. It's white. I would give anything for some rain and snow. I spent Christmas Eve in Quincy's Tavern on Twitch. Every year Quincy reads a Christmas carol. It makes for a nice evening. We were supposed... What? Yeah. I do too. It's just the way the machine works. It is bizarre. Gotta look for a bit now. All right, Matty, do what you gotta do, me son. Uh, Quincy's Tavern. Do I know Quincy's Tavern? Do we know Quincy's Tavern? Which one is Quincy's Tavern? Yeah, and he like does eyeliner. He's got the long black hair. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember him. I remember him. Yeah, it's been a while. It has been a long time since I've seen him. Yeah. Wow, yeah, a blast from the past for me. Castle, we're not beer drinkers around here. It's been about 15 years since the last one I had, and honestly, I don't miss it at all. Yeah, that's how I fared. Hello, loves. Just popping in for a minute to say hello. I'm on 3 days of this migraine. I can't stay. I'm sorry, love. You need to go and rest. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Matty, you have goblins when Castle sings that one song. Christmas is very different for us this year, but quiet. Yeah, it was pretty quiet for us as well, but not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. Speaking of snow, depending on the mountain passes, if I can get to my dad's for my birthday, we're going to meet up with some of our friends and go snowmobiling in Idaho. Hey, that'd be a fun time. I just hope it breaks soon. Yeah, if you need to go and rest, go and rest. Kelsey, hello. Joggy said my favorite beer is Guinness and Murphy's and Sam Adams and England. See, I don't care for, well, Sam Adams isn't bad, but um the only beer that I will drink if I drink beer at all is like a proper Guinness stout. Kelsey, it's good to see you. Welcome in, settle in, grab your seat. I hope everyone has a wonderful New Year's, as do I. Hope that you're all ready to make a New Year's resolution and then not keep it. Just about to steal a cat nap after an early start at 4 a.m. We're soaking up every moment of our holiday, which was another week to go, time to recharge. Precisely that. The lady and I decided not to take any vacation this year. We've been working through it, but there's something that we decided to do, and we've been enjoying it. So uh, it's not been terrible for us, and that meant that if because we didn't take time off, that we got to spend time with you all here in the tavern, even if it wasn't as long or as much as we would have liked, and we got to keep stories flowing, so that was nice too. It's good to be back. I look forward to it. I'm off to bed now. Good night, Destiny. Rest well, love. Make sure you're taking care of your head. Uh, okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run ads over on Twitch. It's gonna force us to. I'm gonna run those ads, and then as soon as that is done, the lady's gonna pop over here and she's gonna read to you all. How's that sound? All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna run 3 minutes. I'm sorry, Twitch makes us do it. Otherwise, there's sometimes run ridiculously long ads. So this is the way that we have a little bit of control over it. Good night, Destiny. I think I said that already, but good night, love. I hope that you and the boys and Lucas are all keeping up. Finally got my bedroom cleaned up. Might take down my decorations tonight, not 100%. Now, are you talking about Christmas decorations or what you still have up, Kelsey? Quirt, hello, good evening, my friend. Yeah, Christmas. We barely decorated for Christmas this year. We have some nutcrackers sitting about, and we have a Christmas wreath up. But because the boy wasn't here, there was no real reason for us to decorate heavily, and because we have the new baby cat. Well, he's not a baby anymore. He's like 9 months old, but is a menace, and he jumps on everything. Uh, and Esther, I don't know if I answered that earlier, but Coda Boo and Milo are doing spectacular. Uh, But last year, Coda broke a bunch of the ladies' ornaments, and so we decided not to put up a tree this year. And yeah, it's kind of nice just having light decoration. But Una's grandmother is a decorations fiend. Her whole house is just like top to bottom uh, Christmas things. Actually, if you watch the letter to Santa Claus story time that we did, that was done. That was shot at the lady's grandmother's house. Sadie, hello and welcome in. Grab your seat, settle in. I barely decorated too, just stockings, and I put up my tree and decorated it after 2 years. Well, let's go. See, it doesn't always have to be over the top. Though, once the tavern's doors open, we'll have no choice but to be over the top all the time, I think. Mainly shade. What are you saying there, Mushu? Castle, did I read it correctly that you've extended the deadline for the writing? You did. You did. I'm extending it out to the first of the year. Because I was not as active with promoting it and letting everybody know that it was going on and keeping up with it. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone is given a chance to keep it up. Okay. That makes more sense. Castle, I'm deep into writing my book, and today I took a scenic 40-minute run up and down the hills with Elsie. Felt invigorating. Sounds invigorating. Very good then. Ken 3 Pro. I don't know what that's supposed to say. I'm just gonna call it Ken. Said shampoo. You took the invigorating word from a shampoo bottle, that's for sure. No, invigorating's a fairly common word, I think. Do you use invigorating commonly? Yeah. No, but I wouldn't say that that's like you would. Well, I guess you might say refreshing or rejuvenating. Like if you splashed your face with cold water. Right. I suppose it could go any which way. Well, what does that say about me? For all my lovely tavern family, freezing your collective butts off. It's 34 degrees Celsius or 94 degrees Fahrenheit, not a cloud in the sky. That sounds dreadful, Bear. That sounds terrible. I hate that for you. Can you say this gives off some Game of Thrones vibes? I like it. Well, this is the tavern. I am Castle. And here we talk about myth and lore and tales of yore, and every now and again we read you all a story. This is a tavern at the end of the world where all stories eventually come to rest, and it is our job and yours to keep those stories alive and pass them on. Well, I wish I could stay longer, but I have chores I have to get to. Rune, I appreciate you for dropping in, my friend. It was lovely to see you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and whatever comes to meet you, you conquer it with ease. We just got a kitten, says Bears. She's 3 months old. I think that was about how old Milo was when we got him, yeah? About 3 or 4 months old. And he's gigantic now. He's massive. He's an absolute unit. Petra, hello. Good to see you. Welcome in. Mr. Castle, I hope things are going well in the tavern and that you and Lady Oonagh had a Merry Christmas. We did. It is it's absolutely wonderful. We spent it with some family members and just overall had a relatively relaxing. We worked all through the holiday, but that was a choice. We chose to do that, and it was all right. We enjoyed ourselves. Bunch of crows. Winter is here. Winter is here. I wish it was more here, because it's still too hot where I am, too. I will take your 29 degrees Fahrenheit, Frost. I'll take it all day. I'd take 56 degrees. Actually, don't know. What is our temperature right now? Oh, it's 57 outside, but it's dark. It's over 60 during the day, which is dreadful. All right, my love, we are done with ads. Are you ready to take up the mantle and read to your adoring subjects? It's okay. I'll come and make sure that they. I'll come and disturb them. Oops, I overfilled that, and I spilled on myself like a child. I'm gonna take him and show them what a unit he is. Catnapped. Look at how massive this guy is. Look how big he is. He's not even a year old yet. Look at how big he's gonna grow for another 12 months almost. Look at how big this guy is. Then you said, I love watching your videos. I have a bit of a tough time during the holidays, and listening makes my life a little brighter. Thank you so much for existing on this platform. It's our pleasure, Sadie. I'm glad that the stories bring you some respite and joy. And I'm always happy to have you. I know that some of us don't have family nearby during the holidays, and so the lady and I try to make ourselves available for everybody who wants to have some stories and some camaraderie during this time. My castle, Milo, is a big boy. He's also cute. He is adorable. And look at how giant. He's just the most relaxed cat. One of the most relaxed cats I've ever had. He's just giant, and he's about as smart as a bag of rocks. He is such a chill dude. He really is. If you give him just a little bit of pets, he'll just relax right there. He's tiny. He's not even a year old, Michael. He's so heavy. He's almost 10 pounds. He's such a heavy cat. Oh, well, I am 4'3", so. I'll watch. I'll put him up in comparison to. I'll put him up in comparison to the lady when she sits down, because she is a normal-sized human being.
I didn't get fancy today, just so you know.
It's alright. They don't need fancy. They just need. Okay, we'll take him. Take him, and I'll put you higher.
Okay.
Okay, so now we'll put him in contrast to the lady, and now you see how big he is. Yeah, he'll probably get about a 1/2 bigger than he currently is by the time he's fully grown. He's 10 months, 15 pounds.
Tiny if you're comparing him to a Maine Coon.
Yeah, he would be tiny to a Maine Coon, but he's a wee Bengal.
Yeah. He's bigger than Boo, so.
Yeah,
Boo's a normal-sized cat.
Yeah, he's bigger than Boo by almost a half at this point. Little bug of a boy. Yeah, he is.
They were both cuddling on me.
They'll both probably come over here in a little bit and snuggle on her again anyways.
Maybe, or they'll, pout.
That is possible too. Wolfcast, hello and welcome in. Good to see you. Cuddlebug of a boy, he is indeed that.
It's weird that they held that.
He'll make a good pair of slippers one day.
No. Terrible. Oh, can you grab my coffee?
I will grab your coffee. Your book is right there.
Bueno. Thank you, darling.
For anyone who is new, this is the lady of the tavern, my lovely wife and better 1/8.
Hello, Bear. How's everybody doing? Hello, Frost. Molly Sue.
So your TikTok chat is here in the middle.
Okay.
Combined chats there, Twitch, and all of the other things are up over there.
Maybe we should put the light over there since I have to look over here most of the time.
I don't know how we would be able to.
Put it on my chair. I don't know. I don't know. Hello, Teresa.
Those thinner lines
We did.
from Elgato because this gigantic thing is not practical.
It is big. The green screen for TikTok is having a hard time figuring out where my face is. It's funny. Good morning, Wolf-Kissed. It's not morning here, but good morning to you. I don't know. Oh, I put it up on Squeeze. That was my fault. My brain doesn't work sometimes. You know, like when you decide to do a task and then in the middle of that task you decide to do something else? Hello, Hellshound. Welcome in. Can I? Oh, yes. Sorry. There we go. I forget that I needed to do that. You're good. You're good. I'm gonna be right back. Oh, it's actually warm now. So.
Sorry, she stole the chair away from you guys. There we go. Thank you. Wait, let's see. Bear, thank you for the gifted sub over to Teresa. Appreciate you for that, brother. Tips to the tavern keepers are always appreciated. Teresa, enjoy your moon cider there. Again, the seasonal libations. Here, I'll pop that again, actually. The seasonal libations are only for another month, so enjoy yourselves while they're available. Esther also says hello. She'll be back in a minute. She's further primming herself. It's almost 3 a.m. here. That is quite early. We just have it now.
Use
It's fine like that.
No, it is not.
Go ask Luke.
No. I don't wear a head.
She's so critical of her own hair. Her hair is a little bit flat on top. I think it looks lovely, but she does not think it looks lovely. It's very suitable. Yes. I think you look adorable. And there is your coffee.
Thank you.
And there's a tankard of water here.
Thank you. You the best. Butterbeer time. I've made butterbeer twice. The first version, which was supposed to be...
Hang on. Where's that coming from?
Am I echoing?
You are. Go again.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, where is that coming from?
I don't know. Were you not echoing? What did you change?
I didn't change anything.
Hello, Esther. I don't know if you heard me from across the room.
Yeah, where is that coming from? Are you guys hearing an echo? I don't hear an echo. Okay.
Interesting. Do you have that tab unmuted or
No, these are all muted.
which one?
Everybody else is not hearing it, so that's odd.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't mind it being up. It's just that, like, the clip was bothering me. So
Yeah, I'm gonna turn these down.
I decided I needed to try something else because it was just...
It's the ancestors, no echo though. Oh, they're good.
They're working? Okay, Maddie, that's fine. Okay, no echo for you. Thank you, Christy. Okay, so yeah, butterbeer. First time I made it, it was just way too cloyingly sweet for me, so it's not my thing.
Yeah.
Second time I made it, I opted for a less sweet version that's kind of blasphemous because I didn't use real dairy. I think I did like coconut milk or something. And it was actually good. So I think maybe just the authentic butterbeer is too much. Well, thank you, Esther. Oh, how's everybody doing? Did you guys have a good holiday? I am sipping on coffee. I have teas, but I just always go for the coffee.
Darth Nexus is big Nate. Every time he drops in, he says butterbeer time.
Oh.
It means story time.
I see. I mean, and it's a drink time, you know. Choose your libation, right? Sounds like your wife with the hair thing. No, it's just that it was bothering me. The clip was bothering me.
But she's very, very particular about her hair.
Just look, there are days, it is very long, as you can see. It's very long, I like it long, but some days it just doesn't want to cooperate with what I'm trying to do, so I get frustrated. So when I'm saying I don't like it, it's that I don't like that it's fighting with me, because that's what it feels like. Thank you, Teresa. The show continued, hence vodka. Gotcha. But yeah, I feel like it's been forever since since I've been on with you guys, because I kept getting busy on Sundays.
It has been almost a month since they've gotten story time from you.
That's pretty crazy.
No.
Too long, I'm sorry. We should have picked another day to pick up, but... Oh well.
You're gonna have to give them a recap of the story.
I'm gonna have to give myself a recap of the story.
Alright, my friends, I leave you in the lady's very capable hands. Everybody remember, we protect the lady at all costs when I'm not here. And let no one cause her harm.
I have plenty of sword mods in here that can kick them out.
Yeah, you got plenty of barkeeps.
So if I recall, Vanya has just arrived at her family's in Seven Waters. She's never met them before. This is all new for her. And she's essentially going to be working on behalf of her grandmother, who is the antagonist of the overall story and primarily in the first book. So she's trying to push people away. She's pushed her friends away. You know, she traveled with, forget the guy's name. Is it in here? Dan Walker and... What was her friend's name? Forget. It's been too long. Alright, I don't see his name in here. But anyway, she had a friend she made with this tribe that essentially moves. They have the horses and they go to the fair and they travel around, and then she'd see them every year and she has a friend. But she's been kind of a loner outside of that, living with her father in some caves by the ocean. Hello, Nathan. Yes. I normally do Sunday nights, Sunday evenings. I've just been busy for a while, so. Well, that's good, Esther. That's good. I don't like going outside where I have to people and I'm dressed too frumpy, you know? And then yet here I am wearing an oversized sweatshirt for you guys. So it's kind of frumpy. What wonderful Christmas presents did you unwrap this year?
We did Christmas presents early.
We did do them early because Everett needed to leave to go to Ohio to see his dad. And we also went up north. We did like a, what is that called? The white elephant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did a white elephant thing with some extended family that I never got to meet. I have a very large family. And that was actually really fun, meeting them, and my son got to meet one of his distant cousins that's around his age, and so I think they'll be in touch now. So that was nice. And yeah, what did my mom get me? Oh, she got me some like facial tool things that I don't know how to use, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Hello, Cindy. Yes, there you go. The best gift is the company of friends and family. That's what I care about. Just like Bear was saying, he got to feed lots of people. I just like having a good meal and hanging out with my family and having a good time. I don't really need presents.
We went to my brother's and they got me shepherd's pie and he smoked us a turkey.
I got Castle useful stuff because that's what we do.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's fun, but...
What did I get you for this? I forgot.
You got me a controller because the other one was breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got me a fancy controller so I could play my wind down games without troubles.
She was playing on my old
Yeah.
Xbox One controller that has been in the family for like since Xbox One came out, and it
was struggling.
Yeah,
I was playing with Maddie, and it kept getting disconnected, and it was driving me nuts.
So like, I don't even know if you guys will be able to see this, but if you look at the edge of the is it?
It's old. It's old.
Yeah, the edge of the sticks are all worn down from how long this thing's been around.
A stubby holder is a koozie? You mean the things that go around your drinks? Like cans? Is that not what a koozie is?
Yes, that is what a koozie is.
You enjoyed a cozy Christmas? That's good. It was raining up north. And that was nice. I enjoyed the rain. I don't think they were enjoying the rain because they were having it for a long time, but I enjoyed it. And then when we came back down, we finally got some rain, so I'll take it. I'll take about a week and a half of rain since I didn't get any this year, basically. It's too dry here, too hot. Even when we drove up north, we were kind of just going about an hour north, and then everything got cloudy. Which isn't very far, because if you factor in California traffic time, it's not far. And I was like, why do they get clouds and we get heat? It's not even fair. Yeah, deserts too need a lot of rain. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. How you doing, Skyor? Correct, you put cans and bottles in to keep them cool. Okay, yes, I gotcha. Except this is, I think this is already built to do that, because it's got the stainless steel in there. So this is too big. Look how much bigger it is. It's huge. It kind of looks like a normal size when you hold it. But for me, it's like gigantic. So you went about 5 miles? Almost. Maybe 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. I have to hurt my wrist trying to use that one. Trying to stay alive in Valheim? Yeah, I mean, you're gonna die a lot. In that game, that's just how it goes.
Yeah,
you die a lot.
For us, I think we literally went for like 15 miles, and then there was like fog and clouds.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. But yeah, we had a good time. We had a good time, and we came home on a Saturday, and then Everett needed to leave the next day, so before he had to go to the airport, we kind of just quickly did gifts here. Skyor says hello. After living there for the beginning of my life, I knew exactly what you were talking about. Yes. Yes. I would like to get out of here. Old man is gonna go to bed. Is that you, Mushu? Are you the old man going to bed? If you are, then have a good sleep. Thank you for coming to hang out.
It's just one more sleep till Christmas. Oh, that song.
You learned how to drive in California, but where in California? Because let me tell you, going to the DMV, where we live here in the valley, anybody that I talk to that's going to go get their test done, I'm like, go somewhere else. Just go an hour drive anywhere. It'll be much better. Orange County? Okay. I guess depending on where in Orange County, it could have been not so fun either. I got, the lady I got as my evaluator the first time, we didn't even get out of the parking lot before she failed me. Because and we already kind of knew, like, my driving instructor was like, okay, we're gonna hope that you don't get this grumpy lady because she's the worst. And I got her. I was like, okay, cool. And like, yeah, we didn't even get out of the parking lot and she's like, go back in. San Juan Capistrano, okay. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. But yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. It was a really busy street, and I was waiting for a safe time to go out, and she got mad at me, and she's like, just go, just go! And then I went, and then some guy that was going probably 55 down the street honked at me, so she's like, you're done. I'm like, okay, whatever. But it was fine the second time around. There was no problems. A 5-hour wait? That's... No, thank you. That's terrible.
He's ready to nap again.
Are you ready to nap? Come here. It's a weird spot to perch. You can come down here. No? Okay. Yeah, that's not fun. Okay. Yeah, the line is terrible. I went early in the morning, so it was definitely traffic time. Christmas was great. Yeah, it was really good. We kind of just hung out at home because there wasn't really anything to do Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, we went to see Castle's family. And that was good too. We like seeing the boys, his little nephews. What are you doing?
He likes laying on the fur.
Right, lay on the fur. But yeah, it was good. I hope you guys had a good Christmas as well. Did we have a huge feast? We did make a lot of food. His brother made a huge smoked turkey.
18 pounds.
18 pounds. Like, it was a big turkey. And then we made 2 casserole dishes of the cottage pie. We still call it shepherd's pie, but it's cottage pie because we use beef. And that's always a good one to do because the leftovers are also really delicious. So it was good. And that was already too much food. Otherwise we would have made more, but the little ones don't really eat a whole lot. All right, thank you, Nathan. Have a good day or good evening. Not sure where you're at. What are you doing? Okay, so who the book? I need to figure out where we stopped. She's talking to her Uncle Sean, whom she has met for the first time. So I might have to just read a little bit back here so we know what's up. Okay, yeah, she was talking to him about her parents who fell in love with each other not knowing that they were related. So that was a whole thing. I don't eat turkeys. Instead, I've adopted them as my beloved pets. That's cute. That is cute. Turkey's definitely not my go-to, but when somebody else cooks, I'm not gonna say no. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure where we stopped. I think I just stopped because my throat was probably hurting. All right, so I'm just gonna start when she's talking to Sean, and they're talking about what happened with his sister, which is her mother, Neve. So are you ready? Oh, it's warm in here. Oh no, don't do that. Verified. Okay. To the matter in question, Sean went on. It's a little awkward. Your mother was wed to a chieftain of the Oonagh, a very powerful clan with 2 warring factions. In recent years, we have been called upon to assist the leader of the northern branch in his venture against the Norsemen, and this has taken a toll on our resources and our energies for a long time. Eventually, aid triumphed. The invaders have been swept clean from the shores of Ulster and the peace sealed by a marriage between Aid, Finlay's daughter, and a noble of the Fingal. Our support of this venture was essential not only for our own security, but to rebuild our ties with the O'Neill of Tyrconnell, which were set back by the failure of your mother's marriage. This has taken patience and diplomacy of the highest order, in addition to the diversion of our forces from the venture most dear to our hearts. The Northern O'Neill are seated this day at our council table at Seven Waters, while we formulate a strategy of our own enterprise. This will be the most important campaign of our lives. Your arrival presents a difficulty. The husband we so carefully chose for Neve proved a cruel man, and it was to escape from him that she fled from a place of apparent safety all those years ago. That fact is not known outside our family. We let folk know that she was alive. It was generally believed that she had developed a sickness of the mind and had retreated to a house of prayer. Her husband died soon after. There was no need to speak of what he had done. Only a handful of people know she went to join your father. Myself, my sister, and her husband. My uncles, that is all. Even my wife does not know the full story. That Neve left Fionn O'Neill for another man, that she bore a child by a partner forbidden to her. These things are best kept secret, for your own sake as well as that of our alliance. I see, I said tightly. I'm sorry if this is distressing for you. Sean's tone was kind. That only seemed to make me feel worse. It makes no difference to your welcome here, Fanya. You bear no responsibility for the actions of your parents. You are a daughter of this household and will be treated as such. You just prefer me to pretend I have no father, is that it? These words were out before I could stop them, before I could veil the anger in my voice. How dare they? How dare they ask me to deny my strong, clever, wise father, who had been everything to me? This hurts you, said Connor. He was a youth of outstanding qualities. No doubt he became a man to be proud of. We understand that. Neve and Ciaran were young. They made a mistake, and they paid for it dearly. There is no need for you to pay as well. This can be handled with no need for lies. It appeared that Sean had already made the decision. We can simply provide folk with as much of the truth as suits our purpose. There is no reason why Neve should not have wed after her husband's death. We will let it be known that your father was a druid of good family. We will say that Neve bore her daughter in the south, some time after Fionn's untimely passing. You are now returned to your rightful home and the protection of your family. That must be explanation enough. Few people outside the Nemetons know of Kieran's existence, let alone his true identity. As for our guests of the Alliance, we will not draw undue attention to your presence while they are in the house. Aemon could be a problem. A pity Leodin is not here, observed Connor. We'll need to let her know, Sean said. I'll do that. You look weary, niece. Perhaps you should ride with me to the last part of the way. I'm fine, I said, gritting my teeth. It was asking a lot. That I go into some jank, dreary place where endless trees blocked out the west wind, deny my father, let some girl tell me what to do and be my watchdog, and take care not to draw attention to myself, all because of their precious alliance. It was becoming rapidly apparent to me that I would have to listen hard and learn quickly if I were to have any chance of achieving the task my grandmother had set me. The men of Seven Waters were clever and confident. These two would be formidable opponents, and there might well be more like them when we got there. There were complications here I could not even guess at. Alliances and strategies and power plays. I had learned nothing in Carrie to prepare me for this. Who was Aemon? Why would he be a problem? My father had never mentioned such a person. I would find out, and for now I would play Uncle Sean's game. But inside me, I would never forget whose daughter I was. Never. These were the men who had snatched away my father's hopes and quenched my mother's dreams. Maybe they had put that behind them, but I would not forget it. We crossed a lot of streams gurgling downhill under the trees. Then we came out from under a stand of willows, and before us there opened a great shimmering expanse of water, its surface clear and light in the sun and dotted with little islets and the forms of drifting birds, geese, ducks, perfect white swans. We halted. The Lake of Seven Waters, said Sean softly. Our keep is on the far side to the east. The track is easy from here. You're doing well, Fanya. I took a deep breath and tried to ease my aching back. I was glad to see the water, to be free of that endless prison of trees closing around me. The lake was very beautiful, with its pearly sheen, its wide surface open to the sky, its little quiet coves and its unseen secret life. 7 streams flow into the lake, said Connor. They are its lifeblood. There is only one way out, the river that flows north and then eastward to the great water. The lake nourishes the forest guards the folk of Seven Waters, and it is their sacred charge to defend and protect, and all the mysteries it holds. This you will come to know in time. Maybe, I said. And maybe, I thought, you will come to know that all is not as it seems, that for some the path does not always lead to light and order. You may learn that life can be cruel and unjust. You can let her go now, said Connor. What? You could let her go now, the owl. See how she looks out and turns her head skywards. She's ready to go back. I stared at him mute, and the small owl climbed out of my pocket to perch, teetering a little, on the back of the horse's neck. The bird was somewhat steadier now, for I had tended to it carefully enough. But this was no Aethie. The horse shuddered and shied, and I gripped its mane and clung to keep from being thrown. In an instant my Uncle Sean had the creature's bridle in his hand and was holding her still, with calming words. Yep, thoughtful and wise. What is that? He asked in a tone reminiscent of Derek's. That was her friend's name, Derek. As for Connor, he sat there silent. Having stirred up trouble, he now left me to deal with it. It was captive. I traded for it, that was all. It wouldn't fly away. I have never seen an owl so small yet fully grown. There's some magic in this, surely. Sean's tone was quite matter-of-fact. I should not, I suppose, have been surprised at that, for this was Seven Waters, a place where old mysteries were kept safe. She won't go until it's undone, Connor said, moving his horse closer. Shall I? He reached out a hand and passed it gently over the tiny creature, and immediately the bird was itself again. Still small, still somewhat bedraggled, but owl-size. and strong enough to make its own way in the woods. Sean was having difficulty controlling the wild-eyed horse. "Go safe now," said Connor, and obediently the creature spread its tattered wings and flew, with never a sound, with never a look back, up into the treetops, and away into the shadowy embrace of the forest. I said not a word. "You did well, bringing her home." Connor's tone was tranquil. "I didn't bring her," I said crossly. "She gave me no choice." "There's always a choice," said the druid. Did you say hi to everybody? There were altogether too many of them. Girls everywhere. Spilling down the steps of the stone keep where at last we ended our journey. Bigger girls tugging at their father's hands, chattering and laughing as their mother came out to greet me. Tiny girls running about and teasing the huge dogs. "Enough, daughters," said Sean with a smile, and in an instant they disappeared, as obedient as they were exuberant. I had not been able to count, they were so quick. 5, 6. "I am your Aunt Aisling," said the slight, rather severe-looking woman who stood on the steps. A neat veil kept her red hair in place, and her freckled face was intent and serious. "You're very welcome here. As no doubt my husband has told you, it's a busy time. We have many guests in the house. Marine will look after you." "Where is Marine?" inquired my uncle as we made our way inside. The horses had been quickly led away. As for Connor, he had quite simply vanished. Perhaps the bevy of little girls had been too much for him. "We'll find her," said my aunt in capable tones. "You'd best get back to the council. They're waiting for you." "The representative from Inisela should be here today," my uncle said. "Perhaps we could conclude this on time after all." He turned to me. "I'll leave you now, niece. That was a long ride for a novice. You'd best rest those aching limbs. Marine should have a potion or two that will help. Perhaps we'll meet again at supper." They seemed to think Marine was the answer to everything. I formed an image of her in my mind that was completely at odds with the girl we tracked down some time later, at work in a very small, rather dark room in the back of the house. The first thing I noticed was how tiny she was. Little and slender with big green eyes, and her father's dark curls tied roughly back from her face, to keep them from her work. She was chopping up what looked like toadstools, with a rather large, dangerous-looking knife. She was concentrating, hard, and humming under her breath. Around her were shelves crammed with jars and bottles. Bunches of drying flowers and herbs hung overhead, and a plate of garlic festooned the window. Behind her a door stood open to a little garden. "Marine," said her mother, with just a touch of sharpness. "Here's your cousin, Vanya. Did you forget?" The girl looked up, her eyes unsurprised. "No, Mother. I'm sorry I was not there. I had a message from the cottages. This is needed urgently. How are you, Vanya? I'm your cousin Marine, eldest of 6. You'll have met my sisters, I should think." She gave a wry smile, and I found myself smiling back. "I'm rather busy," Aunt Aisling said. "Perhaps—" "Off you go, Mother. I'll look after Vanya. Are her things here for unpacking?" I explained somewhat reluctantly about Dan Walker and the carts and my little chest, and by the time I had finished my aunt was gone. "Sit down," said Marine. "I need to finish this, and give it to someone to deliver. Then I'll show you around. There, by the fire. Want some tea? The water's boiling. Use the second jar on the left, that's it. It's a mixture of peppermint and thyme, quite refreshing. Cup's over there. Could you make me some too?" While she talked, her hands kept up the steady, meticulous chopping of the bronze-colored fungi on the stone slab before her. I watched as she measured spices and strained oils and finally poured her dark, pungent-smelling mixture into a small earthenware jar, which she corked neatly. "Here's your tea," I said. "Oh, good. I'll just wash my hands and— Excuse me a moment, will you?" She stuck her head out the door to the garden. "Patty," she called. A roughly dressed lad appeared, and was given the jar, and a set of instructions which she had him repeat several times to ensure no errors. "And tell them I'll be down later myself to check on the old man. Be sure you tell them." "Yes, my lady." I had been glad enough to sit and watch her. Now, as she seated herself and took her cup between small, capable hands, I found it hard to know what to say. She was so confident, and so self-contained. "Well," she ventured, "a long journey. You'll be wanting to wash and rest, and have some time to yourself. And you'll be stiff from riding, I expect. I have a salve for that. What if we talk a little, and then I'll show you to your room, and get you some spare things, and leave you on your own until later? I need to go down to the cottages. Tomorrow, perhaps, you might come with me. Today, the main thing will be protecting you from my sisters. They do make a lot of noise." I noticed. Not used to so many folk. I relaxed a little. It was very quiet at home. There were fishermen, and in summer traveling folk came, but we kept ourselves to ourselves. Marine nodded, her green eyes serious. "You'll find it quite the opposite here, especially now. The house is full of people for the council, and they don't like each other. Supper times can be quite interesting. You'll need to find out who's who, learn a few names. I'll help you, but not yet. First things first." "Thank you. Did you say 6 sisters?" Marine grimaced. "It's indeed so, myself and 5 more, and never a lad among us. It's just as well my aunt had boys, or 7 Waters would be scratching for an heir." "Your aunt? That would be—" "Our Aunt Leodin, my father's twin. He had daughters, she had sons. The twoth will go from one uncle to nephew as it has done before. My father is not discontent with that." "What are your sisters' names?" "You really want to know? Deirdre, Clodagh, Maeve, Sybil." Is that how you say it? Is it Sybil? It's Sybil, right?
How's it spelled?
Sibeal.
Sybil, yeah.
Yeah, Sybil. Okay, sorry, just checking. And Eilish. You'll learn quick those enough. They'll keep reminding you which is which until you do. I got a lightning tour of the house, which is more comfortable inside than its grim fortified exterior suggested. Marine kept me clear of the council room whose doors were closed. The kitchen was bustling with activity, birds being plucked, pastry rolled, and a huge iron pot bubbling over the fire. The heat was fierce, the smell delicious. We were about to move on when a peremptory voice from the hearth stopped us in our tracks. "Marine, bring the girl here, lass." There was a very old woman seated on a bench by the fire. This was no dishevelled crone, but a gaunt, upright creature with dark hair pulled back into a big knot at the nape of her neck, and a fringed shawl around her bony shoulders. Her skin was wrinkled, but her eyes were very shrewd. It seemed to me nobody would dare set a foot wrong in the kitchen while she was there. "Well, it can't be Neve," she said as we approached. "So it must be Neve's daughter, for it's her to the last hair of her head. Now that's something I never thought I'd see." "This is Janice," said Marine, as if that should mean something. "She's been at 7 Waters longer than anyone." She turned back to the old woman. "Fanya has come all the way from Kerry, Janice. I was just taking her to rest." The dark eyes narrowed. "Kerry, eh? Then I know whose cot you came in on. So where's Dan? Why isn't he here to see me? Where's Derog?" This, then, was the auntie much mentioned. "Dan's on his way," I said. "And Peg too. But Derog's not coming." "What? How can the lad be not coming? Stopped to look at a likely piece of horseflesh, has he? Playing for a wake?" "No," I said. "He's not coming at all. He's left the traveling life and settled on a farm in the west, training horses. A great opportunity, that's what they say." "And what do you say?" "Me? It's nothing to me." She was unconvinced. "Training horses, eh? That wouldn't keep 'em off the road for long. Must be a lass in it somewhere. What else would it be? There's no lass, I said severely. Just a chance to better himself. He made a wise choice. You think so? Said the old woman, staring at me with her piercing eyes. Then you don't know my Derek very well. He's a travelling man, and a travelling man never settles. He might try, but sooner or later the road calls him, and he'll be off again. Different for a woman. She might yearn for it, but she can manage without it for the sake of a man or a bairn. Well, go on then. Off with you. Marine, make sure the lass gets her mother's old room. Put the little ones up in the north end, and don't forget to give the bedding a good airing. She spoke as if she were the mistress of the house, and Marine a servant. But Marine smiled, and when we had made our way upstairs to a neat chamber whose narrow window looked out to the edge of the forest, the first thing she did was make up the fire, and check the straw-filled mattress and woolen quilts. I decided my ideas of what life would be like in the great house such as Seven Waters were badly in need of revision. I had no wish to be grateful to Marine. I did not want to become her friend. I could not afford to be anyone's friend if I were to carry out my grandmother's will. But I was forced to admit my cousin showed good judgment. What I longed for most was to be alone. The need to meet so many new people and smile and be polite had taken its toll on me. Marine simply checked that I had all I wanted and left me with a promise to return later. The chamber was to be mine alone, 2 beds or no. It would not hurt Deirdre and Clodagh one little bit to move, she had told me with a smile. Later there was a polite tap on the door, and a man brought in my little chest. It felt very strange to unpack in the room that had once been my mother's. Perhaps she had shared it with her sister, the Aunt Leodin they all spoke of. I had few belongings. I took out one of the good gowns and laid it flat for later. I extracted a crumpled and cross-looking Riona and sat her in the window embrasure, looking out over the forest. Here there seemed to be no special reason to hide her. It was a house of girls. Probably there were dolls here aplenty. In fact, she seemed more at home here than I did. I could not rest, despite my aches and pains. My mind was too busy trying to make some sense of it all. The magnitude of the task before me meant I had no time to waste. I must find out as much as I could, and then I must formulate some sort of plan. I could not be idle. Grandmother would look, and she would find me. I had been a fool to doubt that. It was a branch of the craft I had little aptitude for, one which had frustrated and eluded me. But she, with her dark mirror, her bowl of still water, she had the skill to search and the eye to see. When she sought me, there would be no place to hide. It took time. It took courage as well. There were so many people and so much noise, and apart from Marine, nobody seemed to understand how much I hated that. It made my stomach clench tight and my head ache, and my fingers long to make some mischief of their own. But I did not use craft. Instead, I watched and listened, and soon enough, with an application which was second nature to me after years of father's tutelage, I learned the intricacies of the family and their allies. There were the folk of this household, the keep of Seven Waters, which was the center of my Uncle Sean's vast tuath. Him I could tolerate. Sometimes he seemed a little distant, but when he spoke to me it was as to an equal, and he took the time to explain things. I never saw him being less than fair in any of his household. To any of his household. I was forced to remind myself that it had been he, among others, who had banished my mother from her home. It did not seem to me that Uncle Sean would be dangerous, except maybe on the field of battle, or in a debate of strategy. Then there was Aunt Aisling. Just watching her made me tired. She was perpetually busy, supervising every aspect of the household with a whirlwind energy that totally consumed her day. As a result, the place moved with a seamless efficiency. I wondered if she was ever happy. I wondered why you would have so many children you scarcely had time to bid them good morning, before you were off again to attend to some more pressing business. This keep had once been the only major settlement in the forest of Seven Waters, but now there were others, established by my uncle and tenanted by his free clients, whose own bands of armed men he could call upon in time of need. Thus the Tuath had been made less vulnerable, with strong outposts serving as a reminder, should powerful neighbors think to stretch out a hand a little further than was appropriate. These free clients were part of the council, and were the richly clad leaders of the Oonagh, and their tunics blazoned with the scarlet symbol of the coiled snake. In the household of Seven Waters there were a Brithm and a scribe and a poet. I'm losing my ability to speak. There was a master-at-arms and a Fletcher and several blacksmiths. But it was others, unseen others, who intrigued me more. Aunt Leodin was my mother's sister, and Sean's twin. My father had said she lived at Harrowfield. I had not realized how far away that was. Strangely, she dwelt in Britain, among the enemies of Seven Waters, for her husband was now master of an estate in Northumbria, which had once belonged to her father. When they were not living there, they were at Oonagh, some remote far place, surely so distant it was hardly worth thinking of. But when my Uncle Sean spoke of his sister, it was as if she lived as close as a skip and a jump across the fields. Connor talked of her as if an old and respected friend. I tried to remember what my grandmother had told me. I thought she'd said something about wishing Ciaran had chosen the other sister, because their child would have been cleverer, or more skillful. It had not been the most tactful of remarks to make to me, but that was grandmother for you. Leodin and her husband had sons. I started to learn about them not long after my arrival, for all my efforts to retreat to my room for some time alone, to shrug off the glamour for a little, or to repeat in peace the secret incantations of the craft, I had not been able to avoid a regular influx of small, curious visitors. What? Wesley, what is going on? That was very random. All right. Little visitors. Okay. As Maureen had predicted, I soon learned to distinguish them, for all their matching mops of red hair and lively freckled faces. Sybil was the odd one out, dark like her eldest sister and quiet, and she had very strange eyes, clear, colorless eyes that seemed to look beyond the surface of things. Eilish was very small and very mischievous. You had to watch her. Maeve was in the middle, and had a dog that followed her everywhere like a devoted slave. And Deirdre and Clodagh were twins. When they grew a little older, it would be just like having two more of my Aunt Aisling running around and making sure everything in the household was perfect. Okay. I began to understand soon enough why Maureen spent a great deal of her time in the still room working, or down at the cottages tending to the sick. On this particular day I had the twins in my room, seated one on each bed, and Maeve as well with the dog. The dog at least was quiet, though his huge bulk blocked the little fire's heat from reaching the rest of us. "Is this your doll? Can I hold her?" Maeve had queried immediately on coming in, and had picked Riona up before I could answer. Her confidence took me aback, and I did not reply. "Did your mother make it?" asked Clodagh. Deirdre glared at her. "Yes," I said. "What's her name?" queried Maeve, inspecting Riona's rose-pink skirt and screwing up her nose at the strangely woven necklace. "Riona. Maureen made a doll once, but it's not as nice as this one. Can I play with her?" "She's not for playing with," I said, and went over and took Riona out of the child's arms. I placed her carefully back where she belonged, gazing out of the window, down to the margin of the forest. "Baby," said Deirdre, making a face at Maeve. "I am not a baby. Eilish is a baby. Cole's a baby. I'm 10 years old. I'm grown up." Deirdre lifted her brows and grimaced. Maeve burst into tears. I am, Aunt Ifanya." These children confused me. Their life was so different from mine, as a lapdog's from a wolf's. We had nothing in common, nothing at all. What kind of girl might I become if I had grown up among them? Maeve was still crying. You can play with Riona if you like, I said magnanimously. Don't want to now, pouted Maeve, but she took Riona down again and sat there hiccuping with the doll in her arms. Here, I said, handing her my hairbrush. She could do with a tidy-up. I turned to the older girls. Who's Cole? I inquired. Our cousin. Clodagh liked to explain things. She enjoyed sharing her grasp of affairs. That makes him your cousin too, I suppose. Aunt Leodin's son. One of them. She's got heaps. 4, actually, put in Deirdre. Cole's the smallest one. There's Cormac, he's 14, and thinks he's quite a warrior. There's Fintan, but we don't see him. He stays at Harrowfield. And there's Johnny. This name was spoken in a very special tone, as if referring to a god. I'm going to marry Johnny when I'm old enough, said Deirdre in tones of great assurance. Her twin glanced at her with a wry expression. No, you're not, said Clodagh. You okay? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. I am so. Deirdre looked as if she were about to explode. No, you're not, repeated her twin firmly. You can't marry your first cousin or your nephew or your uncle. Janice told me. Why not? Demanded Deirdre. Your children would be cursed, that's why not. They'd be born with 3 eyes or ears like a hare, or crooked feet or something. Everyone knows that. What's wrong, Fanya? Asked Maeve suddenly, looking up at me. You've gone all white. Nothing, I said as cheerfully as I could, though Clodagh's words had sent a chill in my heart. Tell me, these boys, these cousins, don't they live rather a long way away, but you seem to know them quite well? We see them sometimes. Not Fintan. He's the heir to Harrowfield, and Aunt Leodin says he's just like his grandfather, and would rather be on the estate ploughing fields or settling arguments than spending his time travelling all the way to Ulster. And Cormac stays at Innis Isla most of the time. But Aunt Leodin brings Cole when she visits. Terrible combination, Cole and Eilish. Nothing safe when those two get together. What about the other one? Johnny, is that his name? Johnny's different, Clodagh's voice had softened. He's here a lot, learning about Seven Waters, all the people's names, and how to run the farms, and all about the alliances and the defenses and the campaigns. Johnny's a good rider, put in Maeve. What would you expect? Clodagh said with no little scorn. Look at the way he was brought up, among the best fighters in all of Ulster. He's a real warrior and a great leader, even if he is only young. So he is a fearsome, wild sort of man? I queried. Oh no, Maeve stared at me, brows raised. He's lovely. So lovely, added Clodagh, grinning. It's amazing he isn't wed already. Someday soon he'll turn up with a beautiful high-born wife, I expect. You don't know what you're talking about, rumbled Deirdre. I do so, retorted Clodagh. Do not. Is it true what they say, I ventured, that this Johnny is the child of the old prophecy? Do you know about that? Everyone knows that story, snipped Maeve, who was plaiting Riona's yellow hair into an elaborate coronet. Hello, Matty. And hello, Milou. Totally fine, Maddie. You're good. Hello, John. Welcome in. Hope you guys had some good holidays. I know we're still waiting for New Year's, if you want to count that. Oh, you got a storm out there, Milou? Well, stay safe. We had some rain, but it cleared up today. Ads in 3? Oh, okay. I should probably just have it do an ad, and then I can take a wee break and drink my coffee. Because it's important. Alright. But yeah, that's It's a pain when the power goes out. We only really have to worry about that when we get the strong winds. We don't really get crazy storms. That's pretty rare, but we do get crazy winds sometimes. And then we have to keep our stuff off because I don't want to ruin my expensive computer. Oh no! Is she tiny like me? There are some times where it's windy enough where I'm like, I better not go outside because I'd probably just blow away. 12 hours? Oh no. That sucks to be out of power for that long. Hello, Cristalla, welcome in. The wind's picking up now. Alright, probably best to stay in if you can. Boo boo. Want to say hi to everybody? He's like, no, I just want to stay here. All comfortable. I'm feeling warm. Flashlight's ready, good. And the fireplace, good. Very good, very good. Like, we've actually gotten a decent way through this book. Like, you can kind of see how far we've gotten, possibly. And I feel like not a whole lot has happened. Right? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. There was a lot of setup for this character. Oh, I was gonna show Milu the little squishy axolotl I got for Everett. Yeah, grab it. It's cute. I think it's a Minecraft one because it's boxy. But it made me think of Milu's axolotls. Thank you, Frost. See, look at it's. I think it's Minecraft, right?
Gotta hold it up higher for everybody else, though.
Up here?
Yeah, that top one.
Oh, yeah, you can see. It's a little, just like a little squishy stress toy thing. Isn't that cute? It's got a satisfying squish. Please. I would appreciate that. I was like, oh, we need to find a black one so they look like Milu's. Crystal, it is slow. Yeah, the story is relaxing. It's not like I dislike it. I just feel like you don't really know where it's going. She's basically just gonna be stuck on doing intel for a while. And we have all these new characters that we have to get caught up on because there's so many children. What's up, baby? Lulu's been scratching his. The back of his ear raw and bloody. Everyone is good so far? That's good. Very good. I'll wait till the microwave is done and then I will continue reading. Oh, really? You only have the... You're the only one with a working wood fireplace? Is everybody else gas? Or they might have wood fireplaces and they just don't work. Is that what you mean? Because that would suck. Gas or electric or none. I like the real wood ones. Like, it smells better. You know? Smell of wood. You read ahead? That's okay, Crystal. That's okay. I get it, because once you're really getting into a story, you're just like, okay, I want to read the whole thing so I don't have to keep waiting. Especially since I wasn't able to get on quite a few times. I hope people are warm. Because that's scary when you're dealing with a storm like that. Can you put that food in some containers? Thank you, honey. Sorry, I forgot about it. I'm terrible. Okay, so. So Maeve is plaiting Riona's yellow hair into an elaborate coronet. Well, is it true? The twins turned their small faces toward me. Oh yes, they said in chorus, and Deirdre gave a sigh. I did not think I could ask more, without seeming unduly inquisitive. I kept silent, and after a while they grew bored with me and went off to bother someone else. So there was Uncle Sean and his girls, and Aunt Leodin and her boys. A much-beloved grandfather had died recently, and been laid to rest under the oaks. And there was Connor. The druids dwelt deep in a secret part of the forest, as is the habit of the wise ones. But Connor was part of the council, and therefore remained at Seven Waters while the discussions proceeded behind closed doors. Indeed, he was the most senior member of the family, and much deferred to. And there was another uncle, Aunt Ashling's brother. Him I met on the very first day by chance, as I walked down the stairs with Maureen on my way to supper and passed him coming up. I'd have thought nothing of this well-built, richly dressed man of middle years, pleasant-featured, brown hair, but for the way he suddenly froze when he set his eyes on me, and turned white as chalk. Oh, that's okay, Bear. Okay. It was just too much. It was too much. If he had left it to the one message, I wouldn't be bothered. Alright. Uncle Eamon, said Maureen as if nothing at all were amiss. This is my cousin Fanya, Neve's daughter, from Kerry. A well-rehearsed statement, which said just enough, and invited no awkward questions. The man opened his mouth and shut it again. Expressions warred on his features. Shock, anger, offense, and with a visible effort, polite welcome. How are you, Fanya? I'm sure Maureen is helping you settle in here. This visit was unexpected? Father went out to meet Fanya this morning, Maureen said smoothly. She'll be staying here a while. I see. Behind the now well-controlled features, I could tell his mind was working very quickly indeed, as if putting the pieces of a puzzle together with speed and purpose. I did not much like the look of this. Yeah, wood fire is nice. Yeah. We went to eat at this really old inn up north. They had this like crazy stove for heating the large room where we ate. It was too hot for me, but the thing was so cool looking. I'm like, oh, I want one of these. I just have to live somewhere really cold. But I might have to post a picture and show you guys because it's just hard to find stuff like that anymore. Clearly very old. And probably restored. We'd best go down now. We'll see you at supper, Uncle Eamon. I expect you will, Marine. That was all. But there were more than a few times after that when I saw this man watching me. At the table when other folk were engaged in talk, or across the hall when people gathered in the evening, or in the gardens walking. He was influential. I could tell that from the way the men of the Alliance seemed to defer to him. Marine told me he was a master of a huge estate. Jew, really, that curled right around the west and north of Seven Waters. He had acquired Glencarna, as well as Shidouv, and that meant he controlled more men and more land than Sean did. All the same, he was family and therefore no threat. But he watched me, until I grew annoyed and began watching him back. I had no doubt what my grandmother would think of this man. She would say, "Power is everything, Fanya." Time passed, and Dan Walker and his folk moved on. I had scarcely seen them, for I was caught up despite myself in the daily routine of the family, and when I was not needed I fled to my chamber or out into the garden for precious time alone. It began to be clear to me why the Druids chose to remain so isolated, emerging only at the times of the great festivals, or to perform a hand-fasting or a harvest blessing. To keep the lore in your mind, to tap into your inner strengths and maintain your focus required silence and solitude. For them as for us. For a druid it required also the company of trees. For trees are powerful symbols in the learning of the wise ones. In a landscape almost devoid of trees, I had learned their names and forms before I was 5 years old. Sean had questioned my father's wisdom in choosing to live in Kerry, so remote, so far from Seven Waters. To me it became even plainer that my father had known exactly what he was doing. Perhaps, at first, he went away in order to protect my mother. But I recalled those long years of study, of silent meditation, of self-imposed privation, and I knew that if we had not dwelt here and there in the honeycomb, near encircled by the wild sea, canopied by rain-washed sky, watched over by the cryptic forms of the standing stones, I would never have become what I was. Father had taught me well, and I had learned eagerly. What he had intended for me I still did not understand, for he had spoken of it cryptically. Like the druid he still was at heart. He had said he hoped I might find the right purpose for my gifts, and had given me the tools to do so. The irony of it was that he had forged a weapon like a true master. His mother's weapon. Perhaps he had never really escaped the legacy she left him. For in this he had not done exactly as she wished. She had used the love we bore one another to twist me to her will. She need only show me that image of my father coughing, choking, suffering, to ensure I turned my hand to the most fearsome of tasks. Despite my longing for home, I grew slowly more accustomed to the pattern of life at Seven Waters, and it became harder and harder to remember why I was here. The memory of grandmother's threats seemed almost like a fantasy of the mind. Distractions were many. At times I looked at the bustling domestic scene around me, and thought of the magnitude of the task I had been set, and said to myself, this cannot be true. These things cannot exist together in the same world. Maybe I am dreaming. Let me be dreaming. Aunt Aisling, busy as she was, had no intention of letting me disappear to do as I wished. I would help Marine with her healing work. I would assist Deirdre and Clodagh with their reading and writing, as it appeared I was very capable at both. And the girls' education had been somewhat neglected recently, since everyone was so occupied. I could supervise the little ones at sewing, since I was apt at that too. I should learn to ride properly, for one never knew when one might have to depart in a hurry. And I needed new clothes. I wondered what Aunt Aisling thought I would get up to if she did not organize every single moment of my day. All right, good night, Kristalla. Sleep well. Marine helped, often when I was dispatched to assist her in the still room, or walk with her on some errand of mercy. She would look at me with her wide green eyes and tell me I might as well sit in the garden and have some peace and quiet, while she got on with things. Then she would work at her mixing and blending, her drying and preserving, sometimes alone and sometimes assisted by small Sybil, an earnest, silent child. And I would sit on the stone bench in the herb garden, wrapped in my everyday shawl, where I had folded Derek's gift neatly, and laid it away in the very bottom of the wooden chest, safe from prying eyes and eager little hands. I would sit there alone in the chill of late autumn, and run the litany through my mind. I could almost hear Father's voice. Whence came you? From the cauldron of unknowing. So it unfolded, longer than the day, longer than the season, greater than the cycle of the year, as old as the pattern of all existences. And sometimes I let the familiar recital of lore unfold. I would play with little things, just a little, scarcely conscious of what I did. There might be a subtle change in the manner in which the moss grew over the ancient stones. There might be more bees clustering around the last blooms of the lavender, and somewhat fewer small birds perched on the bare branches of the lilac. Pebbles on the ground might roll into the shape of an ancient symbol. Ash, birch, oak, spindle. Nothing grand. Just enough to keep my hand in, so to speak. My daily life remained an effort, even when it grew more familiar. It was exhausting. I knew I would never get used to the people, the company, the need to speak the obvious and listen to the tedious, the need to participate. If you are brought up to the solitude and silence, you never lose the craving for it. Sometimes I was tempted to pack a little bag and walk away, forest or no forest, grandmother or no grandmother. But such a venture was doomed to failure. The place was bristling with armed men, and the girls were forbidden to go past a certain point without an escort. In these times, Clodagh told me very seriously, one could not be too careful. The council drew to a close. I had watched to see who the representative from Innis Isla might be, for I wished to learn more of Aunt Leodin and her husband, and the fabled Johnny. But I detected no new faces at supper, and saw no new riders come into the yard on the day my Uncle Sean spoke of it. In the end, I asked Marine outright. Are not the folk of Innis Isla represented at the council? I tried to sound casual. And what about Harrowfield? If Johnny is the heir to Seven Waters, why is not he or his father present? Do they play no role in this undertaking, whatever it is? Marine glanced at me as she stirred a pot over her small fire. Harrowfield is not part of this, she said. That estate has always remained outside the feud. They distance themselves from Northwoods, who is our true enemy, for they all share a border. That has not changed since Leodin and the chief took control there. For that reason, the chief never comes to Seven Waters. He walks a delicate path, for he still maintains a keen interest in the affairs of Innis Isla. And Innis Isla was most certainly represented at the council. This venture cannot go ahead without them. The chief, I queried. Aunt Leodin's husband. Everyone calls him that. His real name is Bran, the Raven. Who came from Innis Isla for the council? I asked. I saw nobody arriving. Now Marine wore a little frown. Why does that interest you? She queried. I'm just trying to learn about the family. Johnny seems very important, and Aunt Leodin was my mother's sister. Yes, it's a pity she was not here to meet you, said Marine, tasting a little of her mixture and making a face. Oh dear. I'll need honey, I think. Could you reach it down, Fanya? It's no wonder you didn't see the man they sent. The chief's folk are masters of invisibility. She saw my expression and laughed. Oh, no magic involved, I assure you. It's their trademark, and great skill to come in and out unseen and to adopt what disguises they must, so they are not remembered. That's another reason the chief doesn't come himself. You'd always remember him. A man came and left, that's all. Why would you always remember the chief? You'll know if you ever meet him. But he would not come to a council of this kind. As I said, he is at pains to appear neutral. Besides, he has too many enemies and even now is not fully trusted by all of Father's alliances. Really? Then why are his folk from Innis Isla involved? Isn't that risky for him? Because of Johnny. She did not speak this name in the odd tone her sisters used, but she was deeply serious. Johnny's a symbol, the son of the Raven. He must lead this venture, and he cannot do so without his father's support. Besides, the chief's unique skills and Johnny's special forces are an essential part of the campaign. It can't work without them. That's what Father says. And where does your Uncle Eamon fit into all of this? Just that he has the largest and best equipped force of fighting men in all of Ulster, said Maureen airily. Hold this, will you, while I strain it through. Thanks. He has to be a part of it. They all do. It's Father's job to keep them from each other's throats long enough for the whole thing to work. A bit like being the eldest sister, I should think it is. I was bursting with questions, but felt I could ask no more without arousing suspicion. Instead, I watched and listened, for my father had trained me to solve puzzles. The man Eamon was a closed book, difficult, withdrawn. He would sit at the supper table next to Aunt Aisling, and he would be very quiet, almost unnaturally so. One night, one might think his failure to contribute to the conversation was caused by overindulgence in the good ale provided, for he would sit there drinking solidly all evening, and staring into space and eating little. But his eyes gave him away. I could tell he was listening acutely, and storing up whatever might someday be of value to him. And still, I caught him watching me, time after time, as if I were the final piece of his puzzle, and he had not yet decided where to put me. I looked at him under my lashes. His gaze remained unwavering. He's the one, I thought. He's the one Grandmother would tell me to target. Find yourself a man of influence, Fanya. A woman can do wonders with such a man as her tool. The very idea terrified me. It made my stomach churn and my skin turn to goosebumps. One by one, the partners of the alliance made their farewells and left Seven Waters under armed escort. For their own protection was the explanation given, as Sean's men in their forest-colored garb rode off at the front and the rear, with the visitors close guarded between. How could you work side by side, planning some sort of major campaign, I asked Maureen, if there was such a lack of trust between you? Might not your ally turn and stab you in the back? Oh, it's not just that, said Maureen. It's the forest. The forest knows its own. Others cannot go in and out in safety. Paths change, roots grow over the track. Voices lead people astray and mists rise. She spoke as if of everyday matters, and I felt the hairs on the back of my neck prickle. Voices, I echoed. Not everyone hears them, she told me. But the forest is very old, entrusted to our family in ancient times. We are its guardians. We are by no means its only dwellers. I nodded. I've heard the tale, I said cautiously. Didn't one of our ancestors wed a woman of the Fovra? That's what they say, and from her came the secret of the islands. They are tied up together. The islands, the forest, the trust the fair folk laid on us long ago. If one part fails, all fails. You may know of this already. A little. I'd like to learn more. You'd best ask Connor. He tells the tale better than anyone. But I was avoiding Connor. Still he remained at Seven Waters, but he had made no effort to seek me out, instead spending much of his time in conference with Sean, or talking with Maureen, or seated silently in the garden gazing out toward the forest. I had the impression he was waiting. They have a fireplace in their tank now? That's cute. That's adorable. My mind was on other things. Uncle Sean had decreed I must learn to ride properly, since one never knew when one might need to do so at short notice. It was a humiliating experience. The horses didn't trust me, and everyone could ride, even Eilish, who was barely 5 years old. All very well for her, I thought crossly, watching her canter around the yard on her little black pony. She'd been brought up to it. I was almost tempted to make the pony shy and throw her off. A long time ago, in another world, Derek had offered to teach me to ride, and I had refused. Now I regretted it bitterly. Aoife would never have trembled and edged away from me. Derek would have been patient. He might have made a joke of it, but he would never have laughed at me the way Eilish did. Not that the stable lads weren't eager to help, but that kind... Sorry. Not that the stable lads weren't eager to help, but that had more to do with the way I smiled at them than any natural kindness. Since my arrival at Seven Waters, I had not gone forth amongst the folk without clothing myself in that magical garb of beauty and sweetness the glamour allowed. No wonder folks said I looked like my mother. Without the guise of the glamour, I would be paralyzed by my own awkwardness. But here in the stable yard, I was tempted to shrug it off and show them just what a plain, shy thing I really was. I could have used a trick or two to put them in their place, but I resisted the urge and just got on with things. By the end of the morning, I was tired and frustrated, and my teachers were scratching their heads in puzzlement. "The horses just don't take to you," remarked one of the stable hands. "Never seen anything like it." Beside him, the mare I had been riding rolled her eyes and shivered. "Never mind," I said. "Thank you for your time." "It's an honor, my lady," the lad said, blushing furiously. Then I fled. I was supposed to be taking Eilish and Maeve back to the house to get cleaned up and start on some needlework. But suddenly that was more than I could face, and I slipped quietly away behind the stables, desperate for a few moments alone. There was a place where you could sit in peace, a back door with 3 steps coming down. Just a little respite with no unwanted company. That was all I needed. But there was company. On the steps sat Eamon, dressed for riding, booted legs stretched out before him, arms folded, his eyes fixed on the middle distance and his expression shadowed, as if in deep thought. He wore a dark green tunic over his riding clothes. "Oh," I said, taken aback. "I'm sorry." He rose to his feet. "Vanya, I think I have preempted your place of refuge. In any case, I shall go. I'm returning home today. I have many matters to attend to." Frozen with shyness, glamour or no glamour, I could not think what to say to him or how to act. Automatically, I spoke in the soft, breathless sort of voice my grandmother would have recommended for such a situation, and I moved as she had taught me, for I could not think what else to do. "Please, stay if you wish. I did not intend to disturb you. You're right. This is a place to flee when things become difficult, but I don't mind sharing it. You too desire peace and quiet, a spell away from the hubbub of affairs. You seem a very busy man." I moved forward hesitantly. I felt myself blushing delicately with no need for the craft. "Please," he said. "Sit down. You have been riding, have you not? You'll be tired." "I am somewhat weary," I said with a rueful smile, and seated myself gracefully on the top step. He stood by me, his expression guarded as always. "You never learned to ride. That's unusual for a girl of your age," observed Eamon. "I know," I said with complete honesty. "And indeed I have no wish to learn, but Uncle Sean says I must. I would prefer to spend my time on other pursuits." "Other pursuits?" He seemed to want to talk to me. Perhaps grandmother's advice on how to deal with men was sounder than I had thought. I was not sure what his preferred answer to this question might be. I made a guess. "Sewing, reading, studying. I'm not accustomed to so many folk." He gave a nod of approval. It seemed I had judged him well enough. "You have not then grown up in the family such as your sisters? Were you raised on your father's household?" It was a mistake ever to underestimate such a man. I felt the blush deepen and lowered my eyes. Excuse me, this distresses me. You would need to talk to my Uncle Sean. I find it painful to speak of this." Eamon squatted down beside me, clearly concerned, but I had not missed the searching expression in his dark eyes. "I'm sorry," he said. "I've upset you. I had no intention. It's all right." My voice wobbled a little. "I don't care to speak of these things. I have led a rather sheltered existence, and I came here. A life of quiet and contemplation. For a long time I believed your mother had drowned on my own land, through my own negligence," Eamon said. I learned eventually that she had survived and was in a house of prayer. They said she was in fragile health, but, forgive me, but to be blunt, nobody mentioned a daughter. I never knew my mother, I said in a whisper. His conversation was unsettling me. I could not understand what he wanted. If he wished to learn secrets that might be of strategic advantage, he could hardly expect me to get them from me. She was very like you, said Eamon. Neve was much admired as a girl. Indeed, there were never two sisters so unlike. His mouth twisted. His face was quite close to my own. You will no doubt be pleased to return home at last, I said. He stared back at me, silent. Your own family will be missing you. Oh no, that's her. Your own family will be missing you, I added. Aisling is all the family I have, he said after a moment, and now he was looking down at the ground. I paused. You surprised me, I said. No wife? No children? Perhaps my lack of exposure to the world limits my understanding of such things, but are you not anxious for an heir to your estates? He gave the tiniest of smiles. You are very direct, Fanya, startlingly so. I employed grandmother's teaching again, making a delicate gesture of confusion, fingers up to my lips. I'm sorry. I had no wish to offend you. I grew up in solitude and never learned the art of conversation. Please ignore what I said. It is unusual, I suppose, said Eamon, moving around to sit by me on the steps. Once I imagined I could have those things. After all, a man considers them no more than a basic right. But everything changed. How? He looked down at his hands, now tightly clenched together. Now we venture into those matters of which I cannot speak. We must each keep our secrets, I think. I'm sorry, Eamon. He glanced at me, brows raised. You would prefer I called you Uncle Eamon. Doesn't seem altogether appropriate. Indeed not, Fanya. And after all, I am not your uncle, though I might have been. I should go. My men will be waiting. It's a long ride to Sheduv. That is where you live. And at Glencarna. You would prefer that house. It's more of a place for women. For a woman. Gosh. Oh my god. Okay. We're almost done. And I'd better get back to the children, I said. They must be tidied up and given some sewing to do. Aunt Aisling keeps us all busy. I don't mind. It's just that they're so loud. Eamon smiled. It improved his appearance markedly. A pity he was so old. 39 at least, I thought. Older than my father. You like quiet, then? I nodded. I might have better stayed in the south and dedicated myself to a life of peace and contemplation, I said softly, pleased that I had not had to lie. You would not then wish for a family of your own some day? Eamon asked gravely. I guessed at what grandmother would think appropriate here. Indeed, yes, I breathed, making my face the picture of exquisite young womanhood, on the brink of discovery. A husband, a fine son, a lovely little daughter to watch over. Doesn't every girl long for that? There was another pause. I hope, said Eamon. I hope Sean chooses wisely for you. I would not see such a... I hope he exercises sound judgment on your behalf. Now, I must be off. Good luck with your riding. I'm sure you will become as accomplished at that as no doubt you are at everything else. You flatter me, I said. I doubt that very much. Goodbye, Fanya. Perhaps we can talk again when next I visit Seven Waters. I'd like that, I said and watched him go. I had managed at least. Grandmother would probably have approved. So why had this interchange so disturbed me that my stomach seemed to tie itself in knots whenever I thought of it? I went through all I had said, and could find no error in it, but I kept seeing Derrick's face as he watched me dancing at the fair, and the face of the man who feels somehow betrayed. And all I could think of is how glad I was that Derrick could not see me now. that he would not know what I must do and what I must become. Okay, that was the end of chapter 4. How 4 chapters could possibly be 144 pages, I don't know, but that's where we're at. Oh, the boo-boo. Say hi to everybody. Say hello. Here's the boo-boo. He's like, why? I was so comfortable. You're okay. Huzzah! Yeah, we made it. We did the things. You guys still alive? Did you fall asleep? Probably. We still have Milu and Bear. But I think we lost everybody else. It is late. It is late. I think we can end the TikTok stream. So if anyone else is still in there, good night and thank you for hanging out. We will catch you again next time. What was that? Oh, thank you, Bear. Thank you for the biddies. And you are very welcome, Mary Beth. Good night. Good night. Frost, I'm going to need to go for the night. I have to get back to work in the morning. Thank you again. You are very welcome. Thank you for coming to hang out. And trying to remember what transpired in this book so far because it's been so long. You are very welcome, Milu. Good to see you guys again. I hope that your new year will be amazing. But as you know, I'm usually in the Discord checking in on you guys, so you can always message me there. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Teresa. I don't know any New Year's songs. I only know Christmas songs.
Yeah, the only like folk song I know that mentions New Year's.
Yeah.
Is Fairy Tale of New York, which we can't sing.
Okay. Yep, we cannot sing that one, so. Yeah, we can do a song. I was trying to think like, oh, maybe there's a New Year's song I could do, but I don't know any New Year's songs. Yeah, I'm glad too, Milu. I hope you guys stay safe and warm. Don't want those little axolotls freezing. Cozy in bed now? Okay, good. Or axolotls. Which way do you say it? Do you say the native way or do you say axolotl? They enjoy the cold? Oh. I can do a Christmas song. I can do a Christmas song. Let's see. Is there maybe like a winter one rather than a Christmas one that you like? Let's see, I'll do this. Winter. Bring on the chilly air, yeah. Totally get that, Esther. Totally get that. All right, let's see. See what comes up for winter songs. Winter Wonderland. I don't know the White Winter Hymnal. But I guess I could do Winter Wonderland. Kind of. Did you see their fireplace? I did. Well, I saw the, it looked like reindeer horns. Am I wrong? Wasn't there like a headband with reindeer horns in there? Oh, they got it last night? Okay, I didn't see it yet then. But I did see last night, so I'll have to go check out the new stuff. It's moved now, okay. I will take a closer look when we are finished. All right, do we like Winter Wonderland or do we want to do a different one? There's Let It Snow. There's Baby It's Cold Outside, but I'm only one person, so that'd be kind of weird doing a duet as one person. You've Got a Friend by James Taylor. How is that a winter song? And The Scientist by Coldplay? What is this? No. Any song is good? Okay. Oh, that's totally fine, Esther. I figured, I mean, I tried to read it in a level sort of way so it is more relaxing. Totally happy to put you to sleep, so don't even worry about it. All right, well, what do you like better? Let It Snow or Winter Wonderland? Baby,
Hmm?
what do you like more? Let It Snow or Winter Wonderland?
Let it snow.
Let It Snow? Okay. You like both songs? Okay, good. Okay, Bear said, I like Let It Snow. Well, look, I can't be any Saint Dean, but it is what it is. You're just gonna have to be satisfied, okay, Bear? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're allowed to tell me if it's awful. All right, sing along with me. Oh, the weather outside, yeah, Dean Martin, is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. You're messing it. Yeah, I know you're messing around. I'm just doing it back. Yeah, there you go. Cue up the Christmas songs. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. There you go. I don't think I've actually sung that one. I usually end up, gosh, what's that one? I think it probably is Winter Wonderland. You're like writing letters. I get that one kind of stuck in my head sometimes. It's good. It's good. You've changed your mind. I think you're just flattering me there, but I appreciate it. I'll take it. I will take the flattery. Usually when I go for old-timey songs, I'll do like Do Re Mi is like a warm-up song because it kind of like gets my voice in the right mode. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but fun fact, I guess. You finally have a few? when we're ending, Maddie. Rude. Just kidding. It's okay. You get busy. It's all good. Yes, 'tis Madigan. Yeah, I don't know why, but I started calling Maddie Sir Madigan. Don't ask why. Don't ask why. We're just gonna go with it. Well, that's good, Bear. I think you could probably get arrested for doing that. Have you seen those videos of people that will go to stores and like pee or like put poop on stuff and then like put it back down and then leave? I don't really get that. I don't know what compels a person to do things like that. Sorry, Maddie. Sorry. You're welcome, Esther. I hope you sang along with me and enjoyed it. We can try Winter Wonderland. Since Maddie wasn't here. Still much better than... Yeah, I saw that. That was funny. It was funny, Matty. Alright. Let's just do Winter Wonderland, because we have a little time. Yeah, I know, Bear. I'm just teasing. I know. I know. I know there's no pee involved. I know. I know. He was rude. He ditched me. So now you have to sing with me, Maddie. That's your punishment. Mila, blame me too. That's funny. Alright, let's do Winter Wonderland. In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful no, that's wrong. What is this? This is... Okay, we're gonna find different lyrics because that's wrong. It's very wrong. There we go. It's better. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. Sings along because Oonagh compelled me like Jesus. Aren't those no, I think the priests do that. Or they claim it. They're like, the power of Christ compels you. I'm not Catholic, so. In the meadow we can build the snowman. Then pretend that, oh yeah, then pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job when you're in town. Oh gosh. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's a circus clown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kitties knock him down. When it snows, ain't it thrilling? Though your nose gets a chillin', we'll frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. It was okay. It was just okay. But there you go. We were festive. We can claim we were festive. That's what matters. Christopher walking in a winter wonderland. You did ditch me, though. You did. That's what happened, Maddie. Aaron chained you up. Okay, we're gonna blame it on Aaron now? I don't think so. I don't think so. It's funny. Oh man, I'm warm. Why? It's not even fair. I should not be warm at this time of year. Yes, Aaron is the baby. You were kidnapped by a Scorch Queen, okay? She's not there physically, so I don't think you can blame her either. Yeah, where's the support, Maddie? And it's okay. It's okay. Other stuff's gotta happen. He's got other things he's getting done. He's trying to finish all his books. Anywho, I enjoy hanging out with you guys. Thank you for spending some time with me. I am looking forward to seeing you guys again next year. Because we're right there. It'll be next year. I guess we have to let it go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could probably make some time for that. I've been playing Where Winds Meet still, so. Of course, of course. Yeah, wait, what, next year? Yeah, it's the 28th today. No, it's the 28th today. It will be next year in just a few days. Good night, Christy. Thank you so much for hanging out. No, yeah. No, we would not abandon you for a whole year. I know, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. All of the crazy. I think I'm just like, time goes by so fast. Yeah, it's the 29th for Bear, so he's reaching the new year even faster. You're ancient, Maddie? No, you're not. If you're ancient, then that means pretty much everyone else is ancient. Good night, Esther. Enjoy the cold and be cozy. It'll be a whole year. I don't think so. Unless you're saying you're going to abandon us again for a whole year. Ba-dum. You're not ready for the new year? Yeah, me neither. I'm like, there's a whole lot more stuff I wanted to get done, so. Yeah, he's a ditcher. Rude. I have boots older than you. Do you get them resold? I want to get Castle like a really nice pair of custom leather boots. So he has shoes that actually fit him and then will last a long time, but he'd get mad at me if I spent the money. Thank you, Milu. I'm glad that you'll be here even though Maddie's gonna leave us. I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. Stern words should be had. Yeah. I just have to like set money aside for it and then just be like, it's happening. I'll watch with popcorn. Laugh. Yep. All right, you guys. Get some rest. I will see you again soon. I'll say hi when Castle streams on Tuesday. Yeah? Good. All right, good night, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. We both appreciate you, actually, not just me. Rest? What's yet? Rest. Yeah, we were terrible last night. Stayed up till 7 a.m. because we made stupid decisions. We're gonna try not to do that again. But good night. Sleep well. We'll see you again soon. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. And the mouse doesn't want to work. There we go. Good night. Yeah, we can go to Falcor. Would you like to go to Falcor? Let's do that. Let's find a little raid button. Raid button. Let's see. Yep, she's on. So let's go raid Falcor. Tell her happy holidays. Oh my god, learn to sleep. Look, I'll force myself to do it. And I'm kind of like a zombie for a while because I'm just not a morning person. I'm creative in the evening. Probably, Maddie. I usually have your tab up, so. Okay, let's go raid. I'll see you over there. Good night, good night.